Hello everyone, this is Rebecca Jane from Yoga with Rebecca Jane. And today we're going to be focusing on the crow pose, the arm balance. You don't need to actually perform the crow, but it's all the preparation to get to the crow that we're going to be focusing on for these 30 minutes. The important thing is that, that we pay attention to everything we're doing in between to get to that peak pose. So very much like life or like our days. Sometimes we'll spend the day always thinking ahead, thinking about where we have to be, what we need to do next, and we spend our lives looking at the end result as opposed to concentrating on the here and now, and what we call the journey, where we arrive. So it's like when you're on a train and you're sitting and you're looking out the window and you've started from somewhere and you're going to end up somewhere, but there's that in between that's magical, where you look out the window and you don't know what to expect and what you're going to see, and you might take a nap and you might have lunch and you might read a book, you might have a conversation. These are all the in-betweens that makes life rich, and that's what our practice is about today, is making our life rich, making our practice rich, paying attention to now and the in-between, the beginning and the end. Okay. So that's our theme. So sitting up tall, connecting with your breath. Take a few deep breaths in, feeling the lengthening of the spine. Take your shoulders, lift them towards your ears, and then just roll them back and down. Notice how different you feel, just simply by adjusting the shoulders. And invite your eyes to close if that's comfortable for you, and start to take a deep breath in and feel the rib cage expand. Inhaling and exhaling. Ujjayi breath, but begin with a very gentle Ujjayi breath. So when I say Ujjayi breath, it's where you breathe into the rib cage, you feel the rib cage expand, diaphragmatic breath. And you create that ocean-like sound at the back of your throat, and as you exhale, you draw the belly slightly in and the breath comes out with that ocean-like sound through your nose as well. So take a breath in and take a breath out. Inhaling and exhaling. And then gently opening your eyes, and we're going to come off of our seat and find our way to the front of the mat. Standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. The feet are hip distance apart, the arms are resting next to your sides. Allow your eyes to close again. Imagining yourself standing on an edge of a mountain, or wherever you feel the most comfortable, looking down at this brilliant scenery below you, maybe across. And you're tall and your spine is it's not rigid, but there's a softness and a flexibility to it, and your tailbone lengthens down. So take 2 deep breaths here, connecting with the earth underneath your feet, feeling that lifting up towards the sky. So we're going on a journey. We start here, and then we begin to move. So take a breath in, reach your arms up to the sky, let the eyes open. Exhaling, coming all the way down, forward fold. Let yourself relax here for a moment. Just knees bent or straight or soft. The combination of whatever feels good for you. And either cradle the opposite hand to the elbow or let the arms drop down, and do what is just perfect for you. Breathing in and breathing out. Then come back to stillness and release the hands from the elbows. Open the feet as about wide as the mat. Turn the toes slightly out and let's come into a squat. You can either come into a half squat, you could sit on a cushion, or you can come all the way down with your bottom as close to the ground, and you can bring your hands to your heart. Not all of us have the flexibility in our hips to get as low, so don't worry. And your feet, you would like to flatten your feet, but maybe you can't. So you try. You do the best you can without forcing anything. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, place your fingertips on the ground, re-straighten those legs. Staying here, not what's next. Staying where you are on that journey. Heel to the feet so they're hip distance apart again. Inhaling halfway, pushing into those shins. And then exhale, lowering the hands down, stepping back into your downward dogs. Or the other option is the extended child's pose. So stay in your downward dog if you're a downward dog people. If you're extended child's, you reach your arms forward, you curl your toes under. It's just that your knees are on the ground as opposed to off the ground. Those are for people who find downward dog a little too intense. I always like to give options. Bending and straightening the knees, downward dog people, and just let the breath flow in and out. Inhale and exhale. And then let's lower the knees to the ground. Exhale, press, tops of the feet pressing on the ground. Let's press back into our child's pose with our arms reaching forward. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Take an inhale, come into your tabletop. Curl the toes under into your plank. So some of us might leave the knees down, some of us are going to pick the knees up. Powerful pose. Knees down or up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, slide the hands until the elbows are underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lift your chest forward, peeling open that heart. You can add a little extra by picking the elbows up, and the elbows stay where they are, they stay bent, but your chest telescopes forward. So it's really more about your chest and your spine, your belly. Exhaling, lowering the elbows down, sliding the hands next to the chest, push up into your tabletop, either your extended child's pose or downward dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring your left foot in towards your right foot. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. You can do this on your hands and knees. You don't have to do it in downward dog. And step your right foot between your hands. Either help it or just swing it forward. Flatten out your back foot. You're in a almost warrior two. The legs are in warrior two, but your arms stay on the ground. Right heel is in line with the middle of that back foot. Bring your hands inside your right foot and then walk towards the left side of the mat, off the mat if possible. And spread the fingers as if you're doing your extended child's pose with your arms, and stretch here. So what you're doing is your right knee is bent, your left leg is straight. Your arms are reaching on a diagonal towards the left side of the mat or off the mat. Take an inhale and exhale. Walk your hands back so they frame your right foot and curl your left toes under. And then lower your left knee down. Flatten out that back foot and fold over your right leg. Straighten that right leg as best as you can. Flex your right foot if that's at all possible. And then inhale, re-bend your right knee. So blocks, if that is helpful for you. Exhale, fold over your right leg again. Stay in this in between. Inhaling, re-bend. We're on a journey together. Let's keep this lunge. Let's curl the back toes under. Lift your left knee off the ground. And then take your left leg and slide it about a foot or so towards that front foot, that right foot. Fold over that right leg. Keep that right leg straight, or slightly bent. And hands are either on the ground or on your shins, pyramid. Everybody's flexibility is different, and so you just do what you can do. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, then slide your left leg back into your lunge and walk your hands to the left side of the mat, straddling that mat, turning your toes just slightly in, heels slightly out. Come all the way down into a forward bend. Drop your head, peek through the legs. Inhaling and exhaling. Another inhale, this time as you exhale, bend your right knee, keep your left leg straight. And you can either keep your left foot flat on the ground with the toes pointing forward, or come onto that left heel and point the toes up towards the ceiling. So it's a split, it's like a variation of a split, but you're not going very low here. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, place that left foot back on the ground, spin yourself forward, spin your right foot forward, and step back, downward dog or extended child's pose. Take a breath in and out. Feel the difference between your legs. Huge difference. Now you can stay here, or you can come follow me. Or you can stay in a child's pose, or follow me through vinyasa. Plank, knees down or up, hinge forward, exhale, lower down. Chaturanga, inhale into cobra, or if you like your upward dog, feel free to do that. Squeeze your elbows in towards your sides, lift your heart, squeeze your bottom cheeks. Lower your shoulders down. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, come all the way down. Forehead kisses the ground. Slide the hands next to the chest, push into the ground, lift up onto all fours, and exhale back into your downward dog. Ooh, lots of stretching of the hip joints for our crow. So now you're going to inhale your left leg up to the sky. And you will step your left foot between your hands. So find a way to get it between your hands. I'm swinging around so you can actually see me. So you stay where you are, and I'll come on this side. Flatten out your back foot as if you're going into a warrior two. And make sure the front heel's in line with the middle of that back foot. And bring your hands inside your left foot and walk your hands on a diagonal towards the right side of the mat. As if you're in the extended child's pose, reach your arms forward. This should feel pretty nice on your hip joints. If it isn't, then bring the hands a little closer towards you. Don't stretch as far. Breathe in and out. And then take an inhale and exhale. Walk your hands back to your left foot, the front foot, framing that front foot, curling the back toes under and lowering that right knee down into your low lunge, flattening out the back foot. Inhaling into your lunge, and exhale, folding over that left leg, flexing that left foot. Inhaling, rebending. Deep breath in, holding, and then exhaling, folding. Doing everything slowly. If we go too fast, we miss out on the whole journey, right? We miss out on all the middle stuff. Inhale, rebend your left knee, hold this stretch. Curl the back toes under. Lift that right knee off the ground and slide it about a foot or so towards your left foot. Place it down on the ground. Fold over that pyramid. Hands can rest on the shins or blocks. Front leg is straight, the knee is soft. Some of us can't straighten it at all, so just bend the knee. Just do what your body's able to do. We're all in different situations. Place your hands back on the ground, slide your right leg back, and then spin around to the right side of the mat. If you can't see me, just come onto the other side, doesn't matter. Straddle the mat because either side doesn't matter. Forward fold, come all the way down, toes are slightly turned in, heels are slightly turned out. And let's take a few breaths here as I get myself together and then fold over. Breathe in and out. Let your head drop. And then bend your left knee and your right leg is straight. Now you can stay here or you can come onto that right heel and spin the toes up towards the ceiling. Hands come down. Just let this be a nice hip opener for your left, especially that left hip. But also a stretch in that right calf. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, re-flatten that right foot, swing around, curl, turn the left toes forward, and then step back into your downward dog. Lower the knees to the ground, and let yourself take 2 breaths in child's pose. Breathing in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's inhale into our tabletop. So hip openers. Slide your left knee slightly back behind your hip and then bring your right knee forward until it kisses the inside of that right wrist. I'll show what it looks like. And then swing your right leg in towards you underneath the pubic bone. Now, if you're very flexible, you can come into a 90-degree angle, but make sure the foot is flexed. I'm going to stay in a little bit of an easier version. It's not really that easy. Depends on your knee and the hip flexibility. Take your left leg, curl the toes under and scoot it back a little further. This is called a pigeon. Place the tops of the feet, one of the variations of pigeon. Lift up through the fingers, come onto the fingertips and lower yourself down. Now, if you cannot place the forehead on the ground, you can take your fist, make a fist, and then the other fist, place it on top, and then place your forehead on the fist. Or forehead on the ground. Take a breath in. And out. Make sure the hips are square to the ground. You don't have one hip isn't higher than the other. If it is, then just adjust the right leg a little bit. The right knee is in line with the outer edge of the right side of the mat. If it's too far forward, it's very hard to, to square your hips. Walk your hands back towards you. Curl the back toes under and step back into that extended child or your downward dog. If you can do a downward dog, this is a little bit a better stretch for after a pigeon. Then lower the knees to the ground, yeah? Slide your right knee back, left knee back. And then bring your left knee inside your left wrist, slide your right foot back. And make sure that left knee is on about the outer edge of the left side of the mat. Heel is underneath your pubic bone or slightly further forward. Slide your right leg back. Make sure it's in a straight line, not out to the side. Come onto the fingertips. Take a breath in, lift up nice and tall. And then exhale, come all the way down. So it's not everyone can even get close to their hands. So if the fists don't work, just you can come onto the elbows and place your hands on your forehead. And let yourself breathe in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. So we're on this journey. We're in the middle of the trip. We're going somewhere. And we're walking out the window and we're enjoying the solitude and the peacefulness of not having to be anywhere at that moment, that we're being taken to our destination. Take a breath in, and that's what we're doing here. I'm taking you on your journey. Walk your hands back up. You don't know what is next, right? Curl the back toes under, step back into your downward dog. Or take a child's if you wish. Otherwise, you can come and follow me through your plank. Why not? You can drop your knees, then I'll do a knee down version, and then hinge forward, lower yourself down onto your tummy, and then come into your upward dog or your cobra. Cobra is a bent elbow. Upward dog is straight, but you have to come off the thighs. Usually for newbies, I don't recommend anything but cobra because you don't have the strength to come off of your knees. And I'll show that in another class. Take your elbows, squeeze them towards each other, and then everyone press back into a child's pose. Take 2 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then let's inhale, come into the tabletop. And walk your hands to your knees. Now we're at the crow. So if you know the crow, feel free to go right into it if you've done it with me before, or with anybody. If not, I will take you through it. You place your hands inside your legs. Your feet are slightly apart. You're taking your knees and squeezing them into your upper arms. And you're coming down as if you're about to leap forward. So as you squeeze into those upper arms, you lean forward, you look forward, and you create a little shelf with those triceps. You can just play here. If you're new to crow, you're not going to probably get off the ground because it takes a lot of arm and core work of strength. But otherwise, if you want to, you could pick one foot at a time or both. You can put a pillow underneath your forehead in case you fall forward. It's just more fear than anything. If you do fall mostly, you should be fine, but just to have it. And just play for just one more moment. It's a fun thing to do. It's very childlike, but crows require lots of arm and core strength. It's one of the most basic arm balances in yoga, but once you get that, you can do lots of other ones. And then once you're done playing, come onto your right hip and swing your legs forward. I do have a crow challenge week in the YouTube videos, so you can always go and try the whole week if you're interested in learning the crow. But it's also other things. You're doing hip openers, core work, arms. So it's not just the crow, it's all the steps to get to there. So come to the front of the mat with the feet in front of you, bottom towards your heels. And we're going to slowly lower ourselves down. The journey, remember the journey down. The destination is your back, being on your back. The actual journey is floating through the middle part, getting down. Once you're down, and all the work happens when you slow yourself down. If you're too quick, you're missing out on the middle, the exciting part. Hug your knees into your chest. And just straighten your legs for a moment and reach your legs up towards the sky. Take your hands behind your back, behind your legs, and just rub them, just massage the backs of those legs because they've been in a lot of squat shapes. So your legs have been bent, so it's nice to straighten those legs. If you'd like, bring the legs a little bit further over towards your face. You don't have to come all the way over. You don't have to come very far. It's just it's a gentle stretch for your lower back, the backs of your legs. And then re-hug your knees into your chest. Take your arms out to the sides. Let your legs drop to the left. Coming into your spinal twist. turning your gaze to the right, let your shoulders, right shoulder rest on the ground. If it doesn't rest, then take your knees and just bring them slightly down towards your hips, a little bit even with your hips or below. And just take a few breaths here. So the crow, there's so much to it. It's not just a pose in itself. It's all the things you do to get your body ready for the crow. It's an all-body strengthener. Arms, core. Bring your knees back into your chest, legs, shoulders, forehead towards your knees if you'd like a little extra. And then open the arms out to the sides, take your knees to the right, turn your gaze to the left. So as we reach our destination almost to the end of our practice. For today, bring your knees into your chest. Maybe give yourself one last hug and then extend your left leg to the left corner, right to the right. Let the knees open up a little bit to a natural shape where they just kind of drop, they droop down, and the arms are resting about a few inches from your body with the palms spinning up. Closing your eyes, letting the chin tuck a little bit. Create a little double chin. One single double. If there's such a thing. And close your eyes. This is Shavasana. We've arrived. Let your body sink into the mat. We have arrived. Let yourself lie here for about 2 to 5 minutes. Allow the body to take in and absorb everything that just happened. As I find my way to my cross-legged seat to seal the practice. So staying in your Shavasana, and I know when you watch this video, it will probably end and then go into something else. So you might, I think there's some mechanism to stop that from happening, I'm not sure. But other than that, just take this moment, and when you do come out of Shavasana, which is the resting pose, come up and spend another maybe a minute or so in your cross-legged seat. And let yourself kind of reconnect, ease yourself into your day rather than forcing, just quickly, abruptly getting back into the day, which is a jolt to your system. As I bring my hands in front of my heart in this gesture of gratitude, compassion, love. So as we went on this journey today and this week, together to learn how to balance, to practice our planks, and finally our crows. All this took lots of preparation, lots of in-betweens. This is how our life needs to be. Enjoy the in-betweens. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Namaste. Thank you for watching my video. And if you want more, please subscribe and also comment. And if you want to try my live daily online yoga classes, check out yogawithrebeccajane.com. I will see you soon. Namaste.